Nope, the best time to think of your taxes is not April 14th. The best time is right now. Logan Woller from Buska Wealth Management is here now to talk about that a little bit more. Logan, thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me.
So what tax strategies are we to be aware of as we head toward, can you believe it, head toward the end of the year?
Right. So one of the main things that people are really looking at right now is what's called Roth conversions. So that's taking some of that money that's been in your qualified or pre-tax side, moving it over to the Roth bucket. And by doing that, you have to have it done, first of all, before December 31st. But by doing that, that really helps work some of those tax strategies, not necessarily in this current year, but for the future.
So you can take what you've been putting in your 401k and move it into your Roth if you want to. Am I understanding that right?
Yes, there are some limits and things to base if it's a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA, or if it's an employer-sponsored plan like a 401k. Yeah. But for the most part, yeah, usually you can.
What would be the advantage of that?
Paying taxes now, and then it grows tax-free for the rest of its life.
So when you're older and don't have quite the income, you don't have to pay the taxes on it.
Exactly.
Oh, that's why he's a wealth expert. What are the required minimum distributions, and why is it so important to discuss this now on November, what is today, the 26th?
Yes, so required minimum distributions, or we call it for short, RMDs, is when you have qualified money that's been sitting in your 401k or your traditional IRA, and when you turn age 73 or older, the government forces you to take out so much money before the end of the year.
I see.
So, and it's the government's way of finally getting their tax money, because when you put that money in as pre-tax or qualified, you didn't pay any taxes as it went in. So now the government's like, hey, we need some tax money. So that age used to be 70 and a half for a couple decades. Over the last couple of years, they've changed it a few times. So now it's 73.
Okay.
So if you turn 73 this year or you're older, you have to take those RMDs out before the end of the year.
And if you are in a 401k, if you take some money out of it to put into the Roth, if your company matches, is that gonna make the amount less that your company will actually be matching at the end of the year?
Nope, they'll still match the same amount, because the match is based on of what you're putting in out of your paycheck.
Ooh, that's really a smart move.
Yes.
Again, he's an expert. Tell us about tax loss harvesting. What is that?
Yes, so it sounds more intense than it actually is, and most people haven't heard of it before, but in some of those accounts that aren't retirement accounts, where they're not traditional IRAs, 401ks, Roth, or anything like that, what you can do is you can sell some of your investments at a loss if you didn't make that purchase of a stock that you thought was going to shoot through the roof, and it hasn't turned out that way. Well, you can sell that asset at a loss, and what that does is that takes away some of the capital gains tax you may have on some of those accounts, or can even lower some of your ordinary income to really help negate some of those higher tax brackets.
This is good stuff. Thank you, Logan. Anything else you want to add?
Just have a happy Thanksgiving.
Well, there you go. That's nice, too. All right, thanks for coming in. We'll see you again next month.
Thanks for having me.